Weekend update, August 23rd edition. No Doug or Barbie today. Barbie is probably going to have a litter today, hopefully, or tomorrow. She's that close right now. Anyway, update, and Doug just went outside because he wanted to be outside. Making slow but steady progress here, building the scenery around the Brunswick Yard. Did this whole tree line behind here. I don't know if you can tell, but this tree line is not super trees as much as it is that black, and actually I have it over here, that black material that you take and you tuft out. I bought mine from Micromark, obviously, but you take that out and you tease it out and you make it real puffy, and then once you've got it all puffy, you take and spray it with diluted glue. I happen to use Mod Podge matte for my glue mixture rather than Elmer's glue. I spray this real heavy with that, then I sprinkle different ground foams on it. And after I sprinkle those ground foams on it, then I take all those little pieces that you get out of super trees that you think you're just going to throw away, but I keep them all because then you start laying those in here and it gives you a real textured look, like it's a deep forest or whatever right there. I was going to in here, you can see that little bit of black from the foam right there. This will eventually be all covered with tree tufts. So, but that's what I've been doing up along here. I think I'm going to do that the whole way behind, because I think what happens is once you get in the Brunswick Yard and you're operating trains, you don't really see the backdrop, or not that much. And so the other thing is I put the ground foam at the bottom of the ridge there, and then in between there you can see where some brown, that'll eventually be all covered up too. So, and it'll look just like thick forested brush along here. This area over here is going to have some buildings. I just have not been in a building mood, if that makes sense. And then back there is that other first experiment with the black polyester fiber, and I really liked how that came out. So I'm going to continue that in a lot of these areas where I've got a large surface area to cover with trees, but I don't want to spend the time making hundreds and hundreds of super trees. Now we're going to take a quick look up here, because I have continued to build super trees rather than doing a whole box at once and then trying to do them all at once. I do little bits there a couple times a week, and then I come down here and I plant. So last week when I showed you, I was right about this area right here with trees. Well, now I've gotten all the way down there with trees. Another day or two of trees building, and I'll have this area behind the Augusta yard all foliage covered. Now the rest down here, I've done all the static grass around here, put a little grass growing in these tracks in the back of the yard where they would be less traffic going through it. They would still be used, but they just wouldn't have the kind of traffic you have on the front tracks. And coming down here, I've started filling that area where I'm going to have the A-frame and the rip track. So I've got the roads all cut in now with paint on them. I've got to build a bunch of buildings and structures here for this rip track area. Then I've got to build the structures for over here. So I guess regardless, I'm going to have to start getting into a building mode again. Anyway, that's the weekend update, and hope you're all doing well.